Hey, horror fiends. Before we start this week's show, check out this podcast.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Maddie.
Do you like horror movies?
I sure do.
Well, did you know that most horror movies are inspired by real-life horror?
Really? Like what?
Well, take The Shining, for instance. That's based on Stephen King's real-life addictions, or The Purge, which could be our country any minute now.
Oh, and The Strangers, which is based on a real-life murder. People should be talking about these things.
Hey, guys.
Oh, hey, Producer Michael.
Hi.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but somebody already is. It's you.
That's right. We are Frigay the 13th, the podcast where we talk about horror in real life and horror in media, all from an LGBTQ perspective.
Because we gay, y'all.
We are proud members of the Legion Podcast Network, and we can be found on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, or wherever your favorite podcasts are found.
And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Come along with us on this crazy journey, and as always,
Get slayed.
If you're listening to this in the car and you're on your way home,
We'll be in
turn
your
around
house.
because we're in your house.
We're in your house. Welcome to the Horror Junkies Podcast, a snack-filled podcast where we discuss all things horror. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Pat.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Jorge.
And Dylan's coming live to you all from Silent Hill.
Mike just hit us with that new intro.
Bro, I'm over here like, oh my god, he said a thing.
I
It's
said
new.
a thing. It's
Was
new.
that the thing you were practicing
It's
last
like
week?
it's like when they
Yeah.
it's like when the Catholic Church switched up from like "and peace be with you" with that other bullshit they do now, like "and also with you."
yeah.
They-
with you,
They switched it
and
up
with
out
you.
of nowhere.
I switched it up on you guys. Nice switcheroo.
Did you say snacktastic? Was that it?
Buddy,
No, a
Buddy
snack
Jesus.
filled.
A snack filled.
Snack filled.
Snack
filled.
filled.
Well, we'll get ready for a snacktastic time then.
I didn't bring a
Yes.
snack.
God damn it.
I also
God
don't eat.
damn it, Pat.
Dylan, do you have
I've-
snacks?
I've got a bottle of water.
That's a snack.
How's that a snack?
Only because I have eaten
Zero calorie.
cookout twice. I've eaten cookout twice
That's
today,
a trash ass snack.
and I had
Who needs water?
pizza and wings for dinner because
God,
I'm
your
a disgusting
intestines.
piece of shit.
Your intestines are gonna fucking hate you.
His butthole's going to hate him.
Yeah. That
All
sounds
right,
awful.
all right.
All right, so
My heart is currently on the receiving end of a bad prison scene from Oz where someone's just getting jumped.
all right. Well, we're back again. It's week 2 of our October Spooktacular Extravaganza. Until I come up with a
Y'all
new
can't
name.
get rid of me.
We
You just
can't get
can't.
rid of you. Dylan is literally in a different fucking state than us.
He's in North Carolina, right?
Yep, like Virginia border, North Carolina.
yeah,
And
so
I've
pretty much
got
Silent Hill.
I've sent my podcasting setup to Mike. I sent it to the whole group chat if you look, but it's very.
I'm not looking.
No,
It's very NPR-ish.
No, it's great. No, it's he's literally in a fucking brown leather chair. His side table is a lily pad. There's a footrest. Dylan's probably gonna fall asleep halfway through this podcast.
I do have.
Yeah, are you
Yo,
are you wearing a robe
when
right
you
now?
hear snoring, you know it's Dylan.
Wait a minute, Dylan. This is important for not only us but our listeners. Are you wearing pants?
I fucking hope not.
I'm wearing like sleep shorts.
Sleep
And a
shorts.
big-
Take 'em off.
And a big,
Take
and a
those-
big pink crew neck.
Take those pants off.
You need to be in your undies.
This makes
I'm
me
not taking my
uncomfortable
pants off.
All right,
because he's not here.
He's not here. All right. Well, we got a
I swear-
fun
I
show
swear to
planned for you
God.
guys.
My mom decorates her rooms just like the Great Northern from Twin Peaks. I feel like I'm in like
God.
the fucking
Yeah.
Twin Peaks hotel right now.
Nice.
It's all Native American shit. I'm almost positive that this house is cursed.
It probably is.
You go into a house and you see a bunch of Native American shit, you're just
Cursed.
pretty certain that the place is cursed.
Well, make sure you live feed if you anything.
Yeah, if anything
Fucking
happens
happens.
spooky tonight, you
when I
live
walk-
feed it.
Yeah, when I go to the pet cemetery tomorrow, I'll let you fucking know.
Thank you.
Aha.
Thank you. But
the
as I
thing.
was saying, we got a fun fucking podcast.
That would have been a great segue later on, Dylan.
It would have.
Oh wow. Okay, Pat, bitch about it and really give it away.
We got a fun show planned for you guys. We're talking about The Void, and we're talking about It Follows. 2 movies I think everyone here on the show loves.
Except for
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
No,
Except-
George said
except
fuck
for
the
who?
void. No, he
What?
said
No,
fuck It
I
Follows.
never said that.
He said it right before we started the
Okay.
Oh my
podcast.
God, I
Well-
was kidding.
we'll go into that
Jesus.
later then.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Already.
Dude,
Wait,
Already.
so
you can't fucking
so-
joke around without everybody thinking so
Shame
goddamn
bell.
serious.
so well,
All the way from North Carolina.
There it is.
so Mike, how long ago did we watch The Void?
So we watched The Void when it first came on to VOD 2 years
Because we
ago.
made a big stink about it.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, because we've been doing this show for almost 3 years now, and
And boy, are my arms tired.
yeah, boy, are my arms tired.
Shut the fuck up.
We did a small review on this movie on our podcast way back.
And some people probably already heard it.
Some people probably heard us talk about this, but we didn't talk about it in great detail as we're going to talk about it today.
Because people keep going to episode 1. Stop it.
If you're going to episode 1, do
Stop it.
yourself a favor
No, keep doing it.
and don't do it.
Keep doing it.
Just kidding.
So we're going to dive into more of that today.
Yes.
What else we got planned? I think
And the
that's-
first time we're doing It Follows that we've been
For real.
talking about it since we started the podcast.
For real, we've always talked about doing It Follows, and we've never done it. So
I'm
it's
shocked
finally
you
happening.
haven't done it yet.
Yeah,
The
no, and
time has come.
this really and It Follows like started up the whole like indie horror film pop off thing, whatever. That made me
Yeah, I
want
was
to do
explaining.
this.
It was
I was
super
explaining
low
it to my
budget.
mom and dad because they asked me what movies I was doing, and I told them, and they're like, "Well, what's It Follows?" And I was like, "It pretty much like sparked a whole interest in like slower, more nuanced, atmospheric with a real heavy emphasis on the score type
Yeah.
horror movies again."
Yeah.
And we'll get more into that later, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and what sparked from outside of It Follows. Not necessarily overhyping it or anything like that. Because
No, we're
there's
overhyping it,
problems,
it's great.
but
But before we get into all of that, as usual, it's the news with Patrick Kilby.
what do you want to do first? Let's do it.
What do you want to do first, Pat?
Netflix has a new series
Oh,
on,
yeah?
called Haunted,
Haunted.
which is real people telling real stories of their experiences with the supernatural.
Oh, sounds great. I mean, actually, it's coming out this month. Is it? It has a release date.
people, real stories, real.
They must be talking about their experiences waiting in line at Chick-fil-A because how fast they get through those lines is indeed supernatural.
Bro, they have
I was like, where's he
people-
going with this?
They have like 5 people every day at Chick-fil-A sweating, making sure we get our chicken sandwiches.
That's what makes it
Oh
taste
yeah,
better.
no, they're brave. They're brave.
They have
Chick-fil-A
15 people out there
and,
making sure that
and
you
they
get
still
your
say,
goddamn...
my pleasure. I'm sweating. My pleasure. Here's your
They
sandwich.
better say my pleasure. If they don't say my pleasure, I'm going to be pissed. So let's check out that trailer real quick, guys. So bear with me as I pull it up because
I have held on to this story.
How do I find it? What's it called again?
it's called
Haunted.
Haunted?
Yeah.
People say the houses are haunted, not people.
I can't see it.
Mike didn't pull up on the
That's
screen.
not entirely true.
That's okay. I can hear it.
There was no human
I can hear it, but I can't see it.
Sounds spooky.
possessed.
There it is.
Whatever it was, became a little bit more aggressive with me.
Oh, that was my phone.
I couldn't take it anymore.
I was by myself. And
Oh, it's whatever.
It's,
I was
it's
just jerking.
Play it off. Oh,
Things
spooky.
were getting worse.
oh, spooky things
No
on the
technical
screen.
difficulties here.
Oh, hey.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Pat, this is like that thing we were watching the other day on YouTube, that old ABC Family show, or it was sci-fi, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Haunted Places.
Is it real scary? Fuck, I don't remember.
It had Linda Blair.
Yeah.
That was spooky.
So
I forgot I had a slumber party with fucking Dylan.
this is like it's like so it took like there's a
Oh, I
show
told my dad about
already.
the waffles today.
There's what?
The waffles Patrick made when he was really stoned.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you never told. Oh yeah, we never told the podcast. I made you fucking waffles.
that's so nice.
I did.
Well, he was making himself waffles. He was just kind and courteous enough to recognize that I too was in the house.
Say that shit wasn't 10 out of 10.
Oh, dude. Oh man. I'm still thinking about it.
I've never been more happy to not be at Patrick's house.
I
on that
mean,
night.
we are a snacks enthusiast podcast.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and I make the best
That-
fucking
that is-
waffles.
That is snack ingenuity 101 if I ever saw it.
I am
It was
never
like
eating waffles around any
And
of you.
I ain't giving my recipe.
It was like the cotton gin of fucking waffle inventions.
I mean, are you making homemade fucking batter or some shit? Like,
No,
just-
Eggos.
Hey, oh,
Listen,
all right.
Patrick is the Eli Whitney of waffles.
That's so. I mean, like this.
I'll make one and George has to fuck it.
So this movie,
There
like,
it
or not
is. I was
movie, it's like
waiting for that.
it's a TV show.
We don't have to
It's
watch
like
it.
those personal encounter shit on Traveler they always
Yeah.
throw on towards the Halloween season.
Yeah.
Just with a higher fucking production value, like totally. Like the reenactments, there's like blood print, handprints on the wall. Like it almost feels like it's just going to be a scary
There's
movie.
Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And it's Netflix.
It's that Netflix money, baby.
Yeah.
You can't
So-
can't beat the Netflix money.
It's
Sure
coming.
can.
It's apparently it's gonna October 19th, so next fucking week it's gonna be debuting on Netflix, and I don't know, I'll give it a watch. I'm usually not a big fan of those, usually because they're so fucking corny.
Yeah.
Oh, especially
on the
the
TV,
reenactments.
They're
Oh,
so
God.
fucking corny. But I think this is gonna be cool because
It's
like
like
the
true
production
crime,
value
but-
is better
It's like true crime, but with ghosts.
with ghosts.
Ooh, spooky
I
ghosts.
was in my house one cold evening and the piece of bread flew at me.
What
And it's
sh-
like the reaction is like dramatization, and it's like the bread is 13 stories tall. And
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wasn't there like a show
The
back
bread
in
is
like
13 stories tall.
Yeah, man, it's a big piece of bread. You gotta
It's
watch
like
out.
that. It's like that sleep paralysis documentary
Yes.
that came out that everyone was like so fucking hyped on, and it was like
It was so dumb.
it was like kind of weird at certain parts, but other parts I was just like, it's not as scary as I thought it was gonna be.
I've never heard of this.
You never watch? It's on Netflix. Like
What-
literally.
wait, what is it called?
It's called. Oh God, what is it called? Let's see. Sleep.
It's just about sleep paralysis.
It's called The Nightmare. So
The Nightmare, yeah.
Yeah, it's called The Nightmare, and it's about sleep paralysis. But the people who talk about it, man, they're like,
So wasn't there a show in the early 2000s? Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there a show about people that had sex with ghosts and told their true stories about having sex with ghosts?
if that's
like
a show,
Ghostbusters.
God
But
damn
did Dan
Dan-
Aykroyd explain his
So how I got
Oh,
it-
the
supernatural
blowjob. Oh
fellatio?
God.
The ghost blowjob.
if there is a show out there about ghost sex,
everywhere. Woo!
There was a show like that. I had to been, or I'm just making it up.
you're making it
I
up.
think you
No,
dreamt
there's
it.
a show.
No,
There's
he
no
dreamt it.
way there's a fucking show
That's a
about
show
ghost
that Pat
sex.
wants to make.
Yeah.
He's like softballing like his idea for a show.
No, I-
This is how I'll get them to pitch my story and see if they think it's stupid or not without them thinking I'm serious.
The next thing I want to talk about is something that they followed us on Instagram a while ago, and I actually hit them up because I was actually intrigued when I went to their website, and it's this movie called Antrim, and it's said to be the deadliest film ever made because it's cursed because there are strange deaths that revolve around this movie,
like The Exorcist.
like The Exorcist. Whereas, like, if you watch it, they have like a bunch of film fest journalists that died. Shout out to the sci-fi. And then apparently in Budapest, where this movie was shown, the hotel burned down and 59 people died.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I'm gonna play the trailer, and it goes over a lot of this information because the movie is kind of like what's being released is kind of like a documentary of the film,
Right.
with aspects of the film shown in it. I'm assuming.
So they're not
Was
showing
this,
the full
was
film.
this like on the news?
I don't know, dude. I mean, it could just be all hype and it's totally fake, but it's
Yeah.
very convincing when you like go to the website, and it's actually pretty creepy.
Well,
when you,
I'm sucked
and
in.
it's.
I'm
that's-
in.
I mean, I'm
Um,
intrigued if it's. I mean, even if it's not real or whatever. Like,
mean, no,
that's cool marketing.
no, it definitely is. God, I can't remember what the name of the website was called, but the website
Try Poops McGee.
is the here it is, Antrim. I just found
Well, dude,
it.
I'm into stuff like that. Like, I mean, going back to when Cannibal Holocaust came out, and like after the movie was filmed, they made the actors like super stay low key and not seen by anybody, or like
Yeah.
nobody actually knew if they were actually dead or not.
Yeah,
Like
so,
Blair Witch.
exactly,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch
So this is about to premiere at the Brooklyn Horror Film Festival, and let's check out this fucking trailer because it's pretty fucking weird.
How many people are gonna die this time?
We'll see. Hopefully a lot.
17 people will die.
17. I'm putting my money on 10.
1988, a small movie theater in Budapest, Hungary, burned to the ground, killing 56 people who were watching the film.
56, not 59.
I'm still
Eh,
going with
close enough.
17.
The film that was screening was called Antrim.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Story, Antrim.
It's kind of the holy grail of underground cult films that no one has seen.
It makes people very...
Whoa, that's hype.
Except for a handful of film festival programmers who are now dead.
They're dead.
No.
Mike, send an email. Let's get a copy of that movie.
I tried already. They said no.
They said absolutely not.
They
You'll
said
die.
it has to be screened. Has to be strictly screened with certain provisions in place.
Carpenter's TV movie,
Like a fire hose?
Cigarette Burns, all about movies that
They get extensive waivers and shit. They actually
Does
believe
this
it's
shirt say
cursed.
Slade? Word.
There were festival programmers who mysteriously died. Theater
I like her necklace.
in Budapest burned down. Then there was the riot and trampling.
Because I had heard the rumors. There's a lot of rumors around this film.
There's a full blocked out woman in this.
No, not just the face. My whole body.
Whole body.
Because they want to be scared.
Because she had big titties.
Gets under your skin.
What a beyond being scared.
something could mess you up forever.
It's sad to play. They can really play games with your mind.
Because
not my mind.
In the human mind, it lingers. It can even cause you to have a nervous breakdown.
Why the hell did someone do that?
No, it was like the work of the devil.
The devil.
It went from
My friend.
Why can't it be God?
I don't know.
Why is it always shaming my papa?
There are dark elements in music, there are dark elements in film that can cause people to do things that they might otherwise not do.
Things are happening to people who are watching it.
Things are happening.
And it's like, if this is actually all true, who the fuck wants to watch it?
Me.
I do.
Yep.
Or it could be just a coincidence.
Some people don't think it exists. Some people claim to have
Yep.
seen it.
I don't think it
lived,
exists. I think this is all just a
and now
marketing thing.
apparently
I won't believe it till I
guys
see it.
found it.
Still even still there.
So
I am.
Okay. So long as I heard you not say anything.
Well, I can't hear what you're listening to, nor can I see what you're listening to. So
That's the best part of this whole podcast.
that does nothing.
Oh, that's cool.
It's got a giant wooden dick.
What?
So
Oh, shit.
the last shot is Belfamont doing its pose, and actually this is, I wonder if it's correct because Belfamont should have both.
Two penises?
No, it
No,
should have a penis and a vagina.
vagina.
And it's doing its pose, and there's just a giant wooden dick, which is in a giant pentagram on the
It's pretty
side.
hard.
It's pretty metal. So, like I said, who knows, man? If it's fake, the hype is real. They got me stoked.
I'm a skeptic.
I'm stoked.
I think it's not a movie.
It's not a movie.
It's not a movie.
You watch this, you're going to watch this, and nothing happens the
Right.
entire time. They never even show you the fucking actual...
I'd be so mad.
What if you're already
I'd
cursed?
literally be so mad.
What if you're already cursed?
Does it make you more cursed?
I don't know.
Is there a measurement?
Do you get
measurement
double
of-
cursed?
I don't know, man. I'll throw the link of that in our notes this week for you guys to watch, but... I mean, check it
I'm
out.
gonna have to watch it.
It's called Antrim, and it's gonna be making its like debut premiere at the Brooklyn Horror Film Festival, like I said. And
Brooklyn, baby.
I mean, they hype it up pretty real, man.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's in original 35 millimeter, so
Ooh,
that's cool.
Fancy.
Oh, is it really? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's in 35 millimeter, and it will be like a documentary with the film and talking about the legend itself. So the film is actually in the documentary. So we'll see.
The whole film.
Whole film.
Let's watch the documentary.
Let's go to Brooklyn.
Let's go
Let's
to
do it.
Brooklyn.
We got to see it.
All right, what's next, George?
All right, the It screenwriter Gary Dauberman has wrote a Batman horror story, and it is going to be, what is it, a 10-issue, I think, anthology kind of series?
10 Terrifying Tales.
10 Terrifying Tales is going to be an anthology. It's going to be featuring, Wonder Woman, Superman. I think they're all getting a different issue. It's going to be written by a bunch of DC writers as well.
Yeah.
And I looked at the artwork. The artwork is floating around online, and it looks sick. It is very reminiscent to Scott Snyder's Batman run, which
What is
is
it
really
called,
cool. What is it called? Cursed Comics.
DC's, Cursed Comics Cavalcade.
Which is
There
a
it is.
sick title.
Dude, and
Yeah.
and again, dude, the cover art is that old school kind of Tales of the Crypt kind of style.
Yeah, it's really cool. The preview, you can see it on THR or Bloody Disgusting has it on their website. If you go to the link of this this news, And the art, like George said, the art's sick. It reminds me. It does remind me. Of
The cover
like
number
Scott
1 has
Snyder.
like Batman getting like hugged by a zombie. It looks like his zombie parents in the Wayne graveyard. It also says featuring Swamp Thing, Guy Gardner, and Zatanna.
Word.
So that's
Wow.
that's gonna be the first issue. It's gonna be really sick. It actually came out this week, I think.
Yeah, the first issue dropped.
Yeah, the first issue dropped today. It's Wednesday, New Comic Book Day.
New Comic Book Day. So
now is each different issue a different story? Or
Probably.
Is it...
I think so. I
Because
mean,
it's an anthology.
It's an anthology. It says 10
Very
terrifying
cool.
tales, so
Yeah.
there's probably be 10 different people, 10 different
Very
characters.
cool.
Not only
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's just one of 10 stories in the one-shot issue. So yeah,
not only with just Batman, but like Gotham itself, you can write so many cool horror stories.
Oh,
yeah.
and it's gonna include a revival of Jack Kirby's The Demon.
Oh, okay. Someone we haven't seen in a long time.
So like,
there goes my nerd boner.
I haven't bought comics in a long time, but I might actually pick these up.
Phony.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would buy these for sure.
Oh yeah, I don't pick comics up either, except for like independent comics. But I'll definitely pick this one up at our local comic book store.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna go pick it up.
What's next?
Sam Raimi. Oh wait, gotta do the bit.
Sam Raimi.
Hold on, gotta do the bit.
What's the bit?
What's up with Guillermo del Toro?
God damn it. Never fails.
Never
Guillermo
goes
del
away.
Toro, Sam Raimi, and Jason Blum are working on developing a project on a new mobile platform. So, more movies, more stuff for like their own streaming shit.
Oh, they're creating their own streaming service?
I guess so.
That's kind of cool.
Probably be better.
That kind of that leaves like an open door for them to like do their own shit and release it.
Yeah, they're just
without being restricted to the studios.
I mean, it'd be cool if they just did it and shut the fuck up about it.
They just came out about it.
Well, just do it.
I mean, they're doing it.
I want to see more Sam Raimi stuff. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing it. They just announced that they're bringing it. They're doing it.
Do it.
They are doing it.
Do it tomorrow.
Those things take time, Patrick. You can't just,
I think it'd be sick.
You
Yeah, I
can't
think it's
just
a good
build
idea.
an entire streaming service overnight.
I could.
Okay. But
Horror
yeah,
Junkies is going to be a new streaming website where you can watch all things horror.
all things horror.
Snacks included.
But that's still, like I said, because I want to see more Sam Raimi and
Wait, that's
Del
a genius
Toro.
idea.
What?
Let's turn Horror Junkies to a streaming site and
Oh.
also a thing that you pay monthly and we deliver you snacks.
Oh, we bring you the snacks
And we give
hand
you
delivered.
Yes.
Snacks curated to horror movies.
Let's get a Horror Junkies van.
Oh God.
We call it the Junkie Machine.
Oh my God.
Here it goes.
Here we go with the great
There it
ideas again.
goes.
Another great idea, guys. Something like real
Get your
quick,
heroin over here.
Fucking Mike Flanagan is saying that the Doctor Sleep is going to be rated R. Will be.
Yes.
Rated R. That's
Good.
very
I really,
exciting.
really, really hope so.
It's slated.
No
for
longer hope, baby. It's coming.
It's coming. January 24th, 2020. So we got another year to wait for that.
Oh my God, I hate.
And
waiting.
I didn't know they were filming this movie until I saw on my local news station in Jacksonville that they needed extras because they were shooting a scene in the movie from. It was like a time scene from like the 60s or 70s.
Oh.
And they were looking for extras. People could just show up, and if they had a car from like the 70s or 80s, then they would probably get used in the shot. But you had like dress for the time period as well.
Oh, that's
it
cool.
was like St. Mary's, Georgia, I think is where it was shot. And I almost went and did it, but I didn't know anyone who had an old car. I was kind of bummed.
Nah, I mean, who just has an old car lying around?
I have some Hot Wheels laying around still.
That
Where
doesn't,
you-
that doesn't work, George.
Ewan McGregor is, I guess he's Danny Torrance.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
It's cool. I mean, I'm stoked with this. Every time we get more and more information, I can't wait. 2020 is a long fucking time away.
I have to read the book, but I for some reason I get like when I hear the synopsis for the book, I get like a Dan Brown Da Vinci Code vibe from this book. 'Cause I know it's about like a cult sacrificing kids who have The Shining or something.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
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 Fuck the.
Yeah,
I didn't know
that's
that,
about-
dude. If
Yeah.
that's happening,
That's fucking
holy
intense.
shit.
And
Yeah,
I think
and then like
Danny's
and,
like a
one
therapist.
girl has. Yeah, and then one girl has like a really strong connection to The Shining, and the cult's trying to get her, and he's like trying to save the girl who has the Shining powers or something. So it sounds more like an action book than it does a horror book.
I mean, horror. I guess The Shining. I don't know.
All right,
we'll see.
someone put me in a coma. I don't want to wake up till January 24th.
From what I've heard, that everyone's read it, it's fine. Like they love it.
Yeah.
So I mean I haven't picked it up yet. I want to.
I'm excited.
Is there an audiobook?
Probably.
Yeah,
More
I'm
likely.
Most likely.
I'm gonna pick it up after I finish Pet Sematary.
Good.
And then lastly, I think we got a couple things. Dylan, you had something you wanted to talk about in the news this week.
I did. Talk about my what?
Huh?
Talk about my what?
You know.
The thing.
Do your thing right now.
Do your thing.
Oh, about my thing about how I tell everyone that you can now pre-order the unrated version of the Evil Dead remake on US Blu-ray.
Holy shit!
What you say? What do you say?
What you say? The day is here. Why, that can't be.
Actually, the day is October 23rd.
Not today, but in like 2 weeks.
Now, Dylan.
Yes.
What comes in this Blu-ray? What's in it?
Oh my God.
What are we getting, baby boy?
So, you're getting the unrated version of this movie.
Not only that,
boobs,
which gives you like 5 extra minutes of like scenes that were like in the trailer but didn't make the final cut of the movie.
I remember it.
Apparently, it's going to satisfy all the people who wanted more gore from the first movie, which to me, I'm kind of like, there was a good amount.
There was
raining blood.
It rained blood.
Yeah,
What is it? What is it? Slayer playing in the background during that scene?
And yeah, that shit was nuts. That was I really
Knuckin' Futz.
Really enjoyed that movie. I really loved the remake of Evil Dead. I
just watched it the other night too.
Yeah, I love the original Evil Dead.
I own it.
You want to hear my first experience with the remake?
You went and saw it by yourself.
No. Front row because the movie theater was packed.
Oh.
Literally, I was watching it with my neck up.
I would have left.
We did. We got a different screening later time.
Anything else that comes with this, Dylan? Like, I know when it comes to Blu-rays and it comes to special features.
You get 2 discs. The first disc is only the unrated version.
Okay.
But the second disc, you get the R-rated version, which I mean,
no, that's
a
good film.
It's nice to have the option. But I mean, it's not going to be like, I'm not going to let my kids watch that. They can watch the R-rated.
This is a little extreme for toddlers.
There's still like a fucking turkey carving knife in both versions of the movie. So deal with it. The second disc is going to come with the audio commentary, Making Life Difficult featurette, a Directing the Dead featurette, a Unleashing the Evil Force featurette, and a Being Mia featurette. So
that's a lot of features.
Couple little miniature documentaries that are going to go into the R-rated second disc version, which sounds like a lot of fun.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about pre-ordering this because like.
Oh yeah,
do that, and let's do a Patreon thing where we do a live commentary on the commentary.
Hey, okay. On the commentary though, it has to be with a commentary.
I guess in total,
commentary inception.
Yes,
there's 27 major and minor differences between the two.
27?
Yeah.
That's a lot of differences.
In an
this is
extra
what we
5
do.
minutes.
We'll watch it and we'll make a video on all the different things.
Yes.
Compare and contrast.
Difference number 1.
We'll do a countdown.
But that's sick, man. So what?
Can't
that's what slated for October 23rd. You said, George?
Or 23rd.
October 23rd. So pick up that. What's up, Pat?
Speaking of things being R-rated and unrated. Sony producer of the new Carnage movie is saying it doesn't need to be R-rated.
That's a fucking lie.
Oh my God!
Who is Mobius is next, by the way. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God!
Is he?
Let's
does he
open the
fail?
discussion, boys.
Hold on, no, because there's other things that are important that you just said.
What?
The producer said that
Sony
Carnage
yes.
does not need to be rated R.
He said it with his fucking mouth.
Has he? Does
he
know?
needs to fucking leave.
Yeah, okay. The new Carnage doesn't need to be rated R. You also don't need to have snacks when you watch a movie, but it's so much better, baby, when you do.
Yes. Exactly.
It's so much better.
So, open discussion now. Mike, have you seen Venom?
I have not seen Venom.
Dylan, have you seen Venom?
No.
George, have you seen Venom?
No.
Patrick, have you seen Venom?
No.
Okay.
Mystery person in the room, have you seen Venom? No.
Okay.
All right.
And
okay.
Where are you going with that?
Where are you going with this?
Oh, that we don't want to go see it.
Oh, it's not that we
No,
don't
I
want
wanna
to
go
go
see
see
it.
it.
Don't.
No,
I
it's
don't
priorities.
even want to see Venom.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
I want to see it.
No, I watch it. I'm just not excited to watch it.
Listen,
I love Tom
I'm not
Hardy,
paying
and
to
I'm
watch
excited what he brings.
I spent almost $200 in the first appearance of Venom comic book. I'm gonna go see this fucking movie because I fucking love Venom. All right. It just works that way.
I'm just not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna waste my money.
I will gladly waste my money.
You understand?
Is it an IMAX? I'll give them even more money.
And this movie's made money already, which
Oh
means,
yeah, it's breaking records.
which means Sony's gonna back out on that Disney deal, and we're not gonna see Spider-Man.
I was getting really
anymore
stoked.
after this.
I was finally starting to have some faith in Sony. Okay, because they were they were making moves that were going in the right direction.
Because
and
they were
now
in
I see
because they were in a corner, and they're like, oh, yeah, all these links came out, and we're losing money.
Yeah.
All right, let's make our money back.
Nope.
Yeah, let's put Spider-Man in the Avengers movies, and then take it back when Venom makes money.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Nope.
mean, it's like I said,
Fuck
if you're gonna
Sony.
make a Carnage movie, make it rated R. Don't be
Please.
It has to
stupid. Like Carnage, Cletus Cassidy is a ruthless killer.
Vicious,
okay?
violent.
Literally.
He is not a goody two shoes
No.
kind of guy.
There's no happy ending where
No.
he turns good.
No.
Carnage gets locked away, and then he gets out, and then kills again.
Listen, read Maximum Carnage,
Oh my
read
God.
Carnage USA, read
Yeah, they
anything
should do
with
a Carnage
Carnage.
USA movie.
And they really should.
Oh my God.
Even Venom, like they paint Venom as like this anti-hero, and he's more villain than he is hero. Like, yeah, he helps Parker fight bad guys throughout the comic series, but he's still a bad guy.
It's Eddie Brock Venom. It's not Flash Thompson.
Exactly.
Venom.
Flash Thompson
So
was the
he's an
anti-hero
anti-hero.
Venom.
Yeah.
But Brock was
He was the villain.
Yeah.
Come on,
He's a
Venom
straight-up
Bomb.
villain.
He creates a. I have a snack in my mouth. Sorry.
Boy,
He creates
What you eating there, baby boy?
a gummy worm.
I'm not allowed to eat my
He
snack.
creates a fucking
You're allowed, you
Venom
just can't
bomb
talk.
and makes all of the superheroes in New York become Venom formed. I'm upset.
Yeah.
And then
they should have went.
Then they have a third, and there's Toxin.
There's Toxin. There's fucking anti-venom. There's fucking hybrid. There are so many symbiotes. It's not even funny.
Yeah, there's Scream or Shriek, whatever her name is.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Shriek.
There's literally.
Let's
his
just
name
say
is
this: there's more
Doppelganger.
symbiotes than there is Iron Man suits.
That's so true. But I think that's it really for the news. I think we covered everything.
Let's get into
Let's get into this fucking real thing, real fucking quick though. I'm gonna throw this out there to you guys. Are you looking for something grotesque to read while you're trying to fall asleep tonight?
The fuck's going
Kinda.
on?
So our
to me,
buddy
David.
John, he runs a zine called Slash Dance
Hell yeah.
magazine, Slash Dance zine.
It comes in a cute little bag.
It does. Well, that's how he ships them to me. He sent me all 3 copies, and they are so cool. He talks about movies, the music, the macabre, art, weird shit. Every issue is like, man, they're like 50 pages, and it's just filled with cool art from different artists, interviews with certain directors on cool movies you probably haven't heard about. It promotes like independent horror movies. He's got issue 4 coming out in the fall, and definitely pick it up. I think it's a monster. I think he was hinting at monsters for this next issue. So I definitely plugged him on Instagram today. So if you follow us, go check him out and follow him and pick up a book because they are sick, and it comes with stickers.
Are they all in black and white?
Yes, they are
Dude,
all in
this
black
is
and
sick.
white, and I think usually there's pops of colors depending on the artwork or whatever he's doing.
Yeah, I just came across a page that has a little bit of color.
But
Yeah.
I came across
looks
him a
sick.
while ago, and it is such a good read. It's probably
Yo,
one of my
Patrick,
favorite
look at this
zines right now.
I'm looking at it. I'm right
Yeah,
here with you.
I'm like skimming through this right now, and there's a lot of fucking cool artwork in this.
So I'll plug his shit into our notes so you guys can follow his page directly. But
King
like
Burrito.
I said, if you follow us on Instagram, I post about him all the time. So
I am not looking at it, but it sounds very sick.
that's because you're in Silent Hill, Dylan.
He's in our
I
heads.
know.
He's in our heads. But I just wanted to plug that real quick just because he's cool, and he was kind enough to send us the 3 issues to get
Super
caught up for
sick.
the 4th one.
Can I borrow these?
Thanks, dude.
When I'm done reading them.
Oh.
I read fast, don't worry. But other than that, guys, let's get fucking down into this shit. Let's talk about some movies.
All right, what do you want to do first? You want to do It Follows or The Void
I
first?
want to do The Void first.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
definitely do the void first.
Dylan,
All right.
you ready over there?
I'm ready.
You got your water?
Oh, it's not going anywhere. I'm ready.
It should be in your belly. That's where it should be going.
All right, guys. So The Void.
Some of it is.
Released April 7th, 2017. VOD. It's been a movie since 2015. Directed and written by Jeremy Gillespie and Stephen Kostanski. Probably just butchered that name. And then, of course, if you haven't watched this movie, it's on Netflix. So what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, seriously.
Before they get rid of it.
Before they get rid of it, please watch this movie.
Is it coming off?
No.
Probably not.
No.
fucking better.
It wasn't on the list of things getting.
So just a
off.
quick little info. When Sheriff Deputy Carter discovers a blood-soaked man limping down a deserted road, he rushes him to a local hospital with a bare-bones night shift staff. Ugh. You throw 2 S's, I get fucked up.
It's okay. You're trying.
I'm trying.
It's all that matters, sweetie.
As cloaked cult-like figures surround the building, the patients and staff inside start to turn ravenously insane. Trying to protect the survivors, Carter leads them into the depths of the hospital, where they discover a gateway to immense evil.
He said ravenous.
Ravenous.
Nah, plug.
Plug in our music video on YouTube. Grade ravenous.
Jesus Christ.
I hate you.
I just sent in the group chat a poster for the movie that pretty much I feel like sums up the movie as if you were to explain it to someone. It's really like an H.P. Lovecraft kind of movie.
It's a picture of a chair.
Yeah. Oh no! You got it's a hand poking through space with some tentacles. Yeah. No, I definitely agree. So, I guess, what is everyone's first impressions of this movie? I mean, we've seen this movie countless times. I think I watched it for the 7th time this week.
Yeah.
This makes a total 7 times of watching The Void.
Dude, it's fucking weird, but in a good way.
In a good way, George?
In a very good way.
Care to elaborate on that?
Just from...
Spell that backwards.
Just from the location of it and, just the ambiance that you get from the movie is when you're watching it. Dude, honestly, everything from the visuals to the soundtrack to, going into the movie, the effects that they use and stuff like that, it's fantastic.
Patrick?
You know I love this shit.
Okay. Dylan, what about you thoughts? I don't think I ever talked to you about The Void.
I knew from watching the trailer it was gonna be. Dude, it's so hard to explain.
It is.
I knew from when I watched the trailer, I was like, man, this is everything I love about a good movie. I mean, it's got it looked like a killer science fiction movie, but it also had a little bit of a cult flair in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you could see that they were using really good practical effects in the trailer, and it just seemed like a really dark kind of movie, and it just really got me going on all those levels of things that I'm really interested in. Then I watched the movie and I was like, oh my god, thank god that didn't suck.
Yes.
Because I was like, if this movie sucks, then I'm gonna be really bummed. And I was like, it's a really, really fucking good movie. I mean,
I think when we first watched it, when me and Mike were first starting the podcast, I was like, if this movie sucks, I'm killing myself.
Yeah, because
I remember that conversation.
We were so hyped. I remember when it first came to VOD. Me and Patrick got together. We had food. We paid to watch it.
We got weed,
and we watched weed, and we just sat down and we watched it. And we were just like, what the fuck is going on with this movie? We could. After the first watch, we were both just like, what? And then I watched it again, and I watched it a third time. And I think after the third watch, I really understood a lot of the storytelling and a lot of how they really use the visuals and the sound effects. The sound design of this movie is perfect. And for it to be completely funded by crowdfunding.
Yeah, I was about to touch on that. There was a lot of people that felt that way because it was crowdfunded. Yeah. So there was people that waited 2 years, I think it was.
Yeah, like I said, this project started in 2015, probably earlier, and it was finally made because people were just funneling money to them.
Hey, Dylan, you usually have the
it's
numbers.
It's like sleeping on a nice dark cloud.
It was
I
don't think the budget was released for this film.
It was under 100,000.
I mean, you can tell a lot of the money went to visual effects. They put their money. They spent their money well.
Look at that poster.
The
classic. Come on.
So it grossed. Let's see. The budget, like I said, the budget's not on here, but I have what it made. It made 30 mil.
What?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, just kidding. They put They put an extra comma and it fucked me up. It made 30,000, and then there's a 14 for the date, so that it fucked me up with the numbers.
It's okay.
But yeah, only made 30,000.
I was like, pardon me, how is there not 3 studio remakes already for $30 million?
I think what I really love about this,
Cats would have had their hands all over
it. Definitely.
They had it all over it.
Let's go. And speaking of that, but the directors didn't want a sequel.
They didn't.
$82,000.
That's their budget.
Was crowdfunded.
Wow.
Plus probably investors or
investors
not through GoFundMe.
And then they probably got a deal with Netflix. And then Netflix probably paid them money to put that.
Well, it says they only grossed about 150.
Well, it wasn't released on Netflix originally.
No, it was
on
VOD.
VOD. Yeah.
You had to
pay VOD, but then it went. They had, Netflix had to acquire it, so they.
They gave them money.
Yeah. Well, now, they have money, but when it was first released,
it's been taken off and put on Netflix probably 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, because everyone watches it. Because
there's always a big demand for it. Whenever they take it off, people want it back.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, the people freak out. What I really love about this, I love the beginning. So you start off in this house, you get a shot right up to this door with this triangle that's bleeding kind of with the paint, which I love, and I still want that triangle tattooed on me because I just love the shapes they use in this movie. They really thought about how they use them. And then we see 2 people run out of the house. One is shot, the girl, and then she is then lit on fucking fire. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched this movie yet, guys.
I think it's a given at this
not
point.
do spoilers.
When the hell do we say that?
Yeah, I know. I think people just know when they listen to it. It's like, if we haven't watched this movie, well, we're just in for the ride. But she's lit on fire while she's still alive. So you hear her screams, and the other guy gets away, who then
he's
plays
still getting shot at too while he's doing it, right?
No, he's not.
No, he runs out, and then the guys are just the 2 people they're like these 2 country dudes.
Yeah, who you find out later on in the movie they are related. That is their father and son.
And they're trying to get rid of, and they're trying to fucking stop something. Which, if you think about it, is the same exact not the way it was done. Actually, almost the way it was done. The premise to the beginning of The Thing.
Yes.
People who come into the story already having dealt with what the main problem of the story is trying to stop it. The one example gets away, and they chase it into the setting for the entire movie.
Yeah.
Well, you could say there's a lot of themes from The Thing because they're in an isolated location.
Body horror.
They're not in an isolated location.
I mean,
though.
they kind of are because they can't
It
get
may
out.
as well have been.
They are because of the cult followers
shots,
who
like
the disciples have surrounded them. Yeah,
like the hospital is such a desolate area that it feels because you don't see any other buildings, you don't see you just see trees and then the hospital. So
and that was perfect on their end for picking a set. Like they knew, like I said, with their budget, they had the house, the road, and then the hospital, and they used their filming locations perfectly.
Yes.
Like the atmosphere they create even before shit goes down with that hospital is amazing.
Yeah, like dark stormy night.
Yeah.
Stormy night. Yeah.
But not only
the cop in the main character, the cop finds him.
Yes.
And then picks him up and takes him to the hospital. He sees he's all kind of fucked up. Then he takes him to the hospital, which is where the main setting starts to kick in. And wasn't the hospital in the process of being moved? They were building a new one.
Yes,
because there was a fire in the basement.
So that's a good way to usher in a skeleton crew setting of there's only so many people because we are almost ready to move.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of packing up boxes and files and things like that. And he rushes the dude into the hospital, and then you start to get a setup for all your characters and stuff. And it's a really good way to the pacing is done very, very well.
I agree.
Because it's not a very long movie, but you get a whole lot of shit going on in one movie.
And I have a theory on that. It's because the movie has this dreadful feel to it from the get-go.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of things aren't answered, and they don't get answered. Which could be a complaint for some people, but I love shit like that.
But that's very Lovecraftian.
But it was,
exactly.
satisfying at the same time.
It's a very heavy, dreadful setting.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I was the spark and interest of Lovecraftian films have been great.
This could be if Lovecraft's distant relative of today wrote a story in the musings of his ancestor H.P. Lovecraft. It's pretty much what it is, because you think of the Call of Cthulhu is a cult trying to summon Cthulhu, and then you've got this other cult which is now getting to be a part of the movie because the 2 redneck people show up. The 2 rednecks show up when the cop goes outside and then sees one man in what seems like a weird edge sheet looking. Not the Klan.
No, not the Klan. But it's a white cloak type of thing, 2-piece. I think the top piece is a second part.
It's a headpiece, yeah.
A headpiece with that black triangle, and I love the symbolism. I love the way they use the shapes.
It's the Illuminati.
So simple.
And you bring up that scene,
So
Dylan.
simple.
And I love that scene because Carter, the police guy, he is attacked by one, that guy successfully stabs him.
Yeah.
So it shows you how kind of powerful they are. And when he gets up off him, the red and blue lights turn on.
Yes.
And it's just the most menacing scene. You look into the outer line of the fucking woods, and it is just like
and there's just
hundreds of them. And you're just like, and that color, that use of color was so awesome.
Yeah, because you have the black nothingness of the forest. You have like their very vibrant white cloaks, and then just the red and blue flashing over it.
It was perfect. Whoever
is a
thought about
beautiful
that,
scene.
whoever painted that scene, man,
It's
fucking good work.
It's such an iconic film, but it also depends on how you watch horror.
I agree.
If you watch horror movies, and I'll say this the same thing about It Follows. Like if you watch horror movies in a literal sense, you're gonna be lost in this film.
Yeah, because this is completely out of
you're
reality.
gonna go, what?
So let's talk about some characters. So we have Carter, who's the cop. We have the two rednecks. We have the doctor.
Yeah.
We have Carter's wife, who works at the hospital. Kim.
Ex-wife.
I love the way you said doctor.
No, Kim is the
No, they're not
the
ex-wife.
trainee.
It's his wife still. They're just
Yeah.
she lost their child and they're going through some shit. But they're technically
I
still
thought they were
married.
divorced already.
No, they do mention it when she goes missing.
He's like, my fucking wife. Like he
Yeah.
refers to her as well. But that could be just because like he still has feelings for her.
Yeah.
He's referring to so
Yeah.
True.
they're either
Which is
married or
why
they're not.
I think they're separated.
Yeah, because
But that's the beauty of the
Allison, yeah,
and that's the
the
beauty
wife.
of this movie. Like
Allison.
the drama that doesn't happen in the movie, they don't answer those questions. But it's kind of like up to you to build those connections if they are or not.
which is fine because
Yeah.
like
Oh, I love
I
shit
don't
like
I
that.
don't mind that, but I also don't want. Like I read someone's like their huge review about this movie, and one of their biggest negative tones to this movie was that there were so many characters that you really couldn't get a good, you couldn't flesh the characters out well enough, and I disagree totally.
Yeah.
Because I got enough of Carter and I got enough of Allison.
You got enough of characters that mattered.
That
in the
mattered.
Story. Yeah.
I don't care about the grandpa.
But you still know enough.
Yes.
Exactly.
About the grandfather, his granddaughter, the young Asian nurse.
Kim. Yep, Kim.
Yeah,
who's in
Kim.
training.
You got enough about every character to at least know who they are and somewhat care.
Exactly. So like that's what I was saying. I don't really agree with that person's like what they wrote because it's like I've watched this movie multiple times now, and even from the beginning, I remember being like, I got enough character background to make good decisions whether I care about this person or not. But that's just me, and I love that.
Yeah, no, and I feel the same way.
Let's talk about that first fucking kill, though. The fucking nurse is just standing on top of the boy and just stabs.
Now remind me how. Okay, so this is there's a thing. It can whatever this is. It can infect you, right? Or it can make you go mad.
Correct.
Yeah.
I don't know if
It's either that or
I don't know if
you've
it's
had
a
to
creature
die
because-
and then come back, but
because the nurse had like once they killed her, the fucking tentacle thing was coming out of her. So I am assuming that it does infect you, which is a callback to the thing.
Yeah.
How did you get infected?
The doctor.
Yeah,
the doctor. Right. Yeah, the doctor's a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Dr. Richard
spoilers.
Powell.
Well, at the time you don't. At the time you don't know.
You don't
At the time you don't know this. Yeah. So she gets infected.
Yes.
Or
or
she goes
possessed
in there
or whatever.
Because they had like one patient in the entire hospital.
Yeah.
Just one.
What a town. Probably no one had help.
Well, no, everyone's at the new hospital.
Yeah.
Everyone's at the new place. But that scene where like she's like hovering over him with the scalpel and she's literally just stabbed his eyes out, was just so fucking great.
And okay, so what was it? Blood in her face, or was it like actual like her skin like ripped off?
She cut. Okay, so the whole point of this, the whole point of this is that these cosmical beings, these godlike figures that are inside these bodies. So inside her, I think her name was Beverly, and inside Dr. Powell, they aren't themselves. She says a line. She's like, "This isn't me," and she starts cutting her skin off.
Yeah, she says, "This isn't my face."
Yes. So.
And it's so funny. He's like, he sees her stabbing him. He goes, "Okay, I need you to calm down." And she goes, "This isn't my face." And he goes, "Please calm the fuck down."
I'm freaking the fuck out, man.
Like, for the love of God, I just got stabbed.
Say him at Publix and someone comes up to me and goes, "This isn't my face." It's Pound Town. I'm starting a fist fight. I'm square up. It's all over. If you say that to me, you ain't following me to my car. I don't know what.
I know how to freak out Dylan. I'm gonna come up to him like, "This is not my face."
Well, I'm gonna get prepared to get pulverized, nerd. Because I'm squaring up. First chance bet. If anyone ever said that to me. So this man the cop had incredible poise.
Yeah,
up until the firing.
She didn't even get close to his ass, and he was like, "Nope, bye," and just pulled the trigger.
My favorite one was the reverse Woody Woodpecker guy, the guy that was slamming his face on the.
When we get into hell, worse than hell.
That was insane.
That was so sick.
So that's a question I want to pose to you guys, and maybe our listeners out there who may have the answer.
Leave a comment below. If you have the answer.
Comment. Hit us up.
Tell us your theory.
Were they in hell?
I don't think so.
Or were they in another realm of something that's eviler than hell?
It's probably like the waiting room before you go to the void.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe almost like a purgatory
room?
almost.
Yeah, like Beetlejuice.
Like in between.
Yeah, no, it's the TSA line before you get
Well, no, I like the waiting room because if you go back to the scene where Dr. Powell is talking to Allison because he's kidnapped her and he's implanted her with some type of baby thing. We're
jumping so far ahead. I feel like.
Oh, we're just jumping around.
You know better than anything. No, we just love to jump around.
We're jumping around. I just want to get to this real quick because it kind of answers like him saying a waiting room. Like when he's cutting his own skin off and he's talking, he's like, "Oh, He's like, and I will admit that my first experiments weren't the best and I have failed, but I won't allow them to die." So everything they encounter in that fucking room. Like where they refer to it hell, but we're saying it's something worse. Like those are his experiments. Yeah, they're the ones who caused the fire in the hospital.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like a waiting room because they're waiting to die, and he's not since he's like a god. He is this godly being now.
Yeah, that's why
he's not allowing them to fucking die. Which is great.
Explain the doctor in itself.
Purgatory.
So the doctor. Okay, so Dr. Powell, who's played by. Excuse me, I just had him up here. Kenneth Welsh. He lost his daughter, and he refers to it in the like talking to Carter. He's like, I went to a very dark place when I lost my daughter, and he's like, and I was lost, and he's like, the thing is like when you go looking, you find something. So I believe he found he found this supernatural occultist type of being because there's like sacred geometry that's all involved with all of this, and he just really got into it. He probably tasted the gray matter and became the vessel. Like he is the leader of the cult.
Yep. Yeah.
Everyone in the white suits are his disciples, and they are waiting to become like him. They are waiting to transform, and they say that later on in the movie that they're wanting to transform.
What was that line that he said? I thought it was really cool when he was just like, "Oh, you'd be surprised what you can find when you go searching."
Yeah,
I was just like, "That's so sick."
And there's a lot of really good lines, and I loved his fucking character, and I love him as the doctor because he's like, you're like when you've seen this before, you're like, "Oh, you sneaky bastard," and then when he becomes his true self. Like his body is all scarred up. He looks fucking awesome. Like
he looks like something from like the Cosmos.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
He really does.
He reminds me of something else, but I can't put my finger on it. I've been trying to think about it.
When he's explaining about what happened to his daughter, I mean the one line that he has when he says, "I lost my daughter to the abyss, but tonight I am calling her back." That could be the tagline for the whole movie.
Yes. Yeah. It could also be a fucking black metal band.
Because pretty much. And it's because whoever wrote the movie, they really used an emotional element that will really give you permission to go as far as you want to go for a movie, and that's the concept of grief.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when a person is grieving, they are capable of wanting to do anything to get things to the way they want them. And if it means sacrificing your soul and your body to a tentacled cosmos space demon monster man,
let's do it, baby.
Now that you mentioned it, wasn't everyone in this movie going through some sort of grief?
In a sense.
I mean, the doctor. I mean,
Ain't
the
that
cop
life?
Was
the cop. Yeah, more so the cop and Allison.
The cop, the rednecks, lost his family.
Yeah. Yes,
the kid lost his throat technically.
Yeah,
God.
that's true. I mean, I guess like that is a current
Kim
like
lost her
a
other job at the
like
other
a
hospital.
theme like that's going through the movie is like everyone is going through something. I wouldn't say it's grief, but they are definitely experiencing challenges in their life.
Yeah.
So I mean, that could be something. The thing is, like, you really don't know. Like,
that's what's cool about this movie.
Like in the scene where Carter and the dad, the redneck dad that has fought this before, like he's searching like the lockbox and he finds all the photos of dead bodies and the door and the occultist wearing the things. Like that's when you figure out that oh shit, the doctor's involved. Like
Yeah.
he's something. One thing I would like to see, I know they don't want to do a sequel, and I'm not asking for a sequel. I would love to see more expansion of this and of the world they kind of created.
Ooh.
I feel like you can do so much with this, like what they've created versus like even if it's like writing a book or something. Like I don't know, like
graphic novel
or a graphic novel. I think that would be really good too, especially with the type of art that we've seen be created for this movie.
Yeah.
Just exploring, the ending is such a big cliffhanger.
I love it though. Like
and I love it
like
too,
it's
like-
one of those like it's a cliffhanger, but I'm not upset.
No, you're
Like,
not.
I'm
Well, the
just like-
writers, the writers wanted to leave. They intentionally leave the Black Pyramid for a cult mystery for the viewers. Like
Yeah.
they want us to have our own theories and expectations
They
of
want
what
us
it
to
is
start our
and
own
what
cult.
it does. I mean, I would love to do that.
Oh yeah, especially if it's the cult that follows this shit. Fuck yes.
Well, yeah, 'cause, like-
you mean I could become a monster when I die? Hell yes.
I mean, is there snacks on the
I
other
mean,
side?
let's be real here. Are there snacks
Yeah,
involved?
humans.
And then it's humans. That's true. There are humans for snacks.
Yeah, you know what? Something's crazy too, and like I bring up the Lovecraftian vibe here, and I actually just found this article where it said the writers of the film say they were inspired by Guillermo del Toro.
Hey, what's up with him?
Hey, what's going on with Del
Yeah.
Toro?
Do the thing, Patrick.
Well, he was inspired by Guillermo del Toro, who was working on the ill-fated At the Mountains of Madness when he made the comment about wanting to do a Lovecraft, but in a way that no one has envisioned or seen before.
And I think this is
really,
it.
And it's it. This is it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a Lovecraft tale written by a modern man.
And it's from the
You know.
executive producer of the guy who does The Witch. So I mean, who did The
Yeah.
Witch? Excuse me. So like,
How can anyone hate this movie?
yeah, like who
Fight me.
Who? And if you dislike this movie, I really do want to know why you don't like it. Like, what is
Like I
wrong
said-
with this movie? Is it the fact that they leave so many things unanswered?
I think it's all the open-ended kind of like
Yeah.
vagueness that they leave to
I mean,
it.
like I said,
because-
like we're answering for them, but I would like to know what they say. Like, what are your opinions? Like, why do you not
let
like
me
this
answer
movie?
for them.
No.
They're stupid.
I mean, like when they go, like they go, this is hell, and it's like the guy banging his head into the fucking pipe over and over again.
Yeah, the
and there's
reverse
just-
Woody Woodpecker.
I like
Yeah.
the contorted little spider-looking thing.
the tortoise spider thing. I mean, like all of it is so badass.
That thing started banging that dude's head against the ground and cracked it like a coconut.
Yeah,
Just
that was like the visuals in this movie. They're so fucking good.
He like chases him and then just drags him around the corner, and you're like, nope, gotta go.
Like,
you
and
see you
hardly-
later.
And hardly anything was CGI. All
No,
of the
all of it was
monsters, the
practical.
gore,
Everything's
was
practical.
real effects created by a team. I mean, so you know what's funny too is that everyone will compare this to The Thing because of the monsters and the practical effects.
But it's its
But
own
a-
thing. Like this
No,
movie
but
is
a lot,
its own thing.
but a lot of people compare it to Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, I've read about that. Just because it's the
Which-
cosmical godlike.
Well, it's not.
thing.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if you look at both the stories like bare bones, it's pretty much it's characters under siege by a cult
Yeah.
in a confined environment containing a supernatural entity and a portal to another world, and the lead character sacrifices himself by pushing an evil entity back through said portal.
That is literally Prince of Darkness.
That's Prince of Darkness.
That's
Yeah.
Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
Just
That-
done in
which
a
is-
crazier way, I think, too. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Prince of Darkness really dealt with like Ghost more so
Oh,
than
spooky
ghost.
It dealt with spooky Ghost.
I thought Prince of Darkness was aliens.
No, it's Ghost.
Spooky.
Okay, well, I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a spectral realm that you can kind of get that alien vibe for, but there's like this crazy, like almost like Ghostbusters type of like ooze that's involved as well. It's pretty crazy watch if you haven't watched
Ooey
Prince
gooey.
of Darkness. It's a weird ghost
It's
movie.
a good show.
It's a good one.
I love the tagline for the movie where there is a hell, this is worse.
Yeah,
Yes.
So like we know that we're not in hell. They just think they're in hell. I mean,
They might as well be.
Huh? What was that?
They might as well be.
You fucking when fucking his daughter's reborn.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
That fucking thing was crazy. She was squishing heads
So,
like eggplants.
Dylan, does this get the approval by you?
Oh,
Does
of
it?
course it.
Does it?
I mean,
1,000%.
Hell yeah.
I mean, the scene alone where the cop goes in and finds his wife on the table, and then like she's like so like
my God.
beautiful, and everyone's happy, and then like the veil is lifted, and just like you just see
tentacles
her on
everywhere.
the operating table, and like her whole front is just bursted open. Something popped out of her, and
Fucking
there's like
tentacles and
tentacles
shit.
and like cobwebs all over the place. Like she was some kind of like
She was a
fucked
vessel
up
or something.
husk vessel thing, and
Yeah.
like, man, I'll tell you what. Nope.
I'll tell you what.
There is not a happy ending for anybody in this fucking movie.
Like,
Good. No, not at all.
I also love that scene too, because like as like shit starts going to fucking hell in that like room, like the door closes and you get that like pan out.
Yes.
And like you kind of see everything behind like that like kind of like what is it like tinted glass or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And I like that you get to like, since it is like another realm or reality that they're entering when they go down the steps into the basement, further down the steps, we build more on the dad and son character, and you see that they are connected because in the beginning they don't say that they're related. He goes, "Oh, that kid lost his whole family."
Hey, they do a flashback, don't they?
They do a flashback to the scene, and he's like, "You should have protected them. This is your fault." And he goes to like kill the kid because like apparently I'm assuming the kid was there. They were killed. And he did nothing about it, but got sliced in the throat. And I really love that like they added that element to it because you kind of wonder throughout the movie like, what the fuck is their story? Like, why are these two guys like hunting these cult members? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Because they're spooky.
But you learn more that they killed their family.
Let's revisit this movie 3 years from now.
3 years from now, we'll revisit this movie. I
see
love
what we
it.
say then.
Yeah. This is always on my top list.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
though I may not say it is, it's always there.
Mhm.
I've watched like
It's in the
7
shadows of your
times.
list.
For me, it's got a high rewatchability. Like
Definitely.
you're even if you kind of like look away for a little bit, you're still intrigued because you're hearing what's going on in the
thing is,
background.
like, it's one of those movies too that like every time you watch it, no matter how many times you've seen it, you'll pick something else up.
Definitely, yeah, exactly. That's what I love about that.
There's just so much going on in the background, and just like even just like the dialogue, like there's a couple times when like they go like in like this really big speech, and like you could literally sit there and tear each one of them apart, and you would just learn so much more from it.
And that's why it's fun to watch this movie.
Yeah, it's
That's
seriously
why it's a good
It's
movie.
a lot like it's to piggyback on George's thing about the dialogue, which I totally agree with. It's one of those movies where it's like the movie Snatch, where you can watch it over and over again, and there's so many like monologues and like certain lines that are written for certain characters that you'll memorize and that you'll pick apart and that you'll always remember. And like this movie has that.
Yeah.
But it also carries that visually. Like the first monster scene where the monster comes out of the nurse and then comes down the hall and then like kills the one cop and like shoves its tentacles through the dude's mouth and eyes
God,
and like starts fucking killing him.
So good.
And then they have to like hack at the monster and shoot it. That's etched in my brain. Like the Kim the nurse hiding from
that was
I
love
the
those
deranged
scenes.
granddaughter and the cult members that somehow got inside.
His
And-
baby, I will deliver his baby.
I know, very fucking. It was like Rosemary's Baby meets Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
Meets The Thing,
Crazy.
meets
Yeah.
fucking
It-
Hellraiser.
My thing is like why I can't see why people wouldn't like it and why I would like to know their opinions on why they don't. It's because it really does have everything that a horror fan would want.
Yeah.
Good story, good effects, good scares,
Good music.
monsters, good music, good atmosphere.
Yeah, just
It's
like
got
I said,
all of it.
It just depends how you watch these.
I mean, we
how you
also
watch
could
horror
be
movies.
jaded as fuck, and this movie could be literal trash, and we're just not seeing it.
We're just trying too hard to like it, but it's really bad.
Like I said, I've watched this movie now 7 times, and I could probably go home right now and watch it again.
What's your rating?
It's a solid for me, man.
Solid 10.
Solid 10.
That's one of those movies that I'm gonna put on before I go to sleep. It's like, oh, I fucking love this movie, and then I just stay up watching it because I just like it so
Exactly.
much. It's just like, well, I guess I'm staying up.
You got some snacks. You got some drink. The Void is a good night.
Hell yeah, I'll give it a 9.5.
Okay. Dylan, you gonna do a scale today or no?
I mean, I'm gonna give it the old seal of approval.
There it is. It's been
Must-watch.
stamped by
It's
Dylan.
it's a must watch, and in my opinion, if
must-own.
you can buy it on Blu-ray, it is a must own.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I wish they would make more Blu-rays for this movie. It is, since it is an independent film, it is pretty hard to catch a copy. I remember when they were doing the pre-sales, and they did a bunch of different. They did this on VHS as well.
What?
Yeah, they did
I
some
want that.
VHS releases. So if you follow them on Instagram and Twitter, I think it's just @VoidMovie. They do a lot of cool updates when they're going to be releasing like special posters, DVDs, Blu-rays, or whatever type of medium they're putting it out on. So
It's definitely 9 triangle-faced cult members out of 10.
Nice. Speaking of things that are hard, It Follows.
It fucking follows. The next movie.
Oh.
Equally as fucking crazy.
Holy shit. Talk about a movie that fucking came out of what part of their brain? I don't know, but I fuck with it.
First impressions,
The fuck you
man.
just
I
said?
remember. Yeah, I have no idea what George just said. I remember watching
don't
this
either.
one night. Years ago on Netflix. I want to say, or I may have. No, do I own it? Can't remember.
I saw it in the theater.
The theater. I didn't see it in the theater.
I remember Patrick telling me about it, so I went home and watched it, and I said, wow, this movie's cool.
This movie is more than cool. This movie is fucking a piece of art. Again, the story, the characters, the set design.
Hands down, best thing about this movie, the score.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
The score itself creates a level of suspense that most movies lose you on.
The movie wants to keep you in a somewhat dreamlike state with how they do the visuals.
Yeah.
But like the music is what really is going to grip your nostalgic value for the movie. I mean, the visuals are very nostalgic in a sense that they have the old CRT televisions and like older clothing, but they're driving modern cars.
Yeah, and that's something we'll talk about.
And like the clamshell cell phone thing, it's supposed to be like something you'd see in a dream.
Yeah.
Because the director would have dreams, reoccurring nightmares about a faceless, nameless thing stalking him.
That's terrifying.
He would have these dreams all the fucking time.
It follows.
So this is where he got the thing for it. So he's like, well, I had it in a dream. How can I make the movie like a dream? And I really feel like the score does that super well. And Disaster Piece is a really, really good musical. I think it's a duo or a group, or maybe just one. I mean, I don't know how many people are in it.
Yeah, and
Disaster Piece.
They did. They started from video games.
Yeah, they did the music for a game called Fez.
Yeah,
never heard of it.
But I mean, Disaster Piece. I wonder if that's a Slipknot nod. Probably.
I hope so. That'd be so sick.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. I mean, they did the score in under 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And
that's impressive.
That's insane.
It slaps.
It slaps.
It really does.
For those of you who've been sleeping under a rock for the past fucking 3 years, It Follows is directed and written by David Robert Mitchell, and it was released March 27, 2015. And just a quick, so you know, for 19-year-old Jay, autumn should be about school, boys, and weekends out on the lake. Ooh, sounds nice, but wrong. After a seemingly innocent sexual encounter, she finds herself plagued by strange visions and an inescapable sense that something is following her. Faced with this burden, Jay and her friends, because she had to bring them along, must find a way to escape the horrors that seem to be only a few steps behind.
Quit reading, it's spooky.
I just got spooked.
I'm scared.
Perfect title for a movie like this too.
It couldn't be named anything else.
Right. You have no. What else are you gonna call it? Sex demon.
Sex demon. Which would work, I think.
Hey, I would watch it.
Sex demon massacre.
I mean, and let's real quick before we even jump. That is something that I don't think has ever been done before.
What?
No.
An entity of some sort being passed through sex. That's fucking crazy.
It's just an STD.
Ginger
STD,
snaps.
baby. Sexually transmitted demons.
No, because ginger snaps is where it's likenism, not like an entity that follows you.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah,
we've never seen like this type of like paranormal type of theme where it's like you have sex with someone willingly, and then you can now see this thing.
Spooky transmitted demons.
Spooky transmitted demons.
I like the one where she's like she's pissing on herself. When it follows when she's in the house.
Okay.
And she sees it, and it's in the kitchen. And it's like, walking towards her and just pissing.
Oh, okay, yes, okay. I don't know why.
I like the
gotta
naked
I thought
man
you
on the
meant
roof.
like she was pissing herself, and I'm like, I don't remember
That'd
that
be cool
at all.
It's all about the naked man on the roof.
Rest in
How'd you get
peace
there?
to the tall man.
Yes, actually, rest in peace to the guy who played the tall man.
Oh,
He
really?
we
recently
covered
just
that news
passed.
on this show.
We did.
Oh.
He actually passed away recently.
Yep.
He was terrifying.
Definitely.
So,
Dude, that scene where he
I
like
saw that
burst
dude.
through
I was
the
like,
door
oh
of
my
the
god, they're a
bedroom.
bird.
But
but
nice color of red in this movie.
So yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, the red everywhere.
Yeah,
What do you
very
guys
strong-
think
very
it
good color
is?
palette.
What do you guys think
What-
it is?
Valak.
What it is?
Yeah. What is
Valak.
it?
God damn it.
It's Valak.
The vampire or the nun?
Oh god. It's true. There's
James
two.
Wan
Yeah.
strikes again, damn it.
No, man. I go with the vampire Valak. Fuck that.
Oh, do you think James Woods could kill the It Follows monster?
Yes. If he's wearing
He
leather,
killed Jaws.
He killed Jaws. No, he didn't. God damn it, Patrick.
He wasn't in Jaws, Patrick.
No, but I mean, like, do you
Patrick,
guys have
so-
any idea of what you
I have to
possibly
know.
think what it is? Like, what could it be? Is it paranormal? Is it a ghost? Is it just some otherworldly thing?
I think it's just.
I don't think it's a ghost.
I just think it's just it in itself.
But like
A succubus.
what? A succubi? You mean?
Is that what it's pronounced?
That's the plural of succubus. Is succubi. Succubi.
Is it really?
So like it's syllabus, but it's syllabi for plural. You got
Huh. You learn
Yeah.
something new every day.
You learn something
Bunch
new.
of fucking
I've been saying
nerds.
succubus this whole time because it sounds funny.
No.
I feel like it's it's whatever entity allows teenagers to get murdered for having premarital sex in every horror movie.
So Jason Voorhees.
I think they gave the rule, if the rule was a monster, and made it and gave it its own movie.
But I mean, like, if you're going off that though, then Jason Voorhees literally killed campers who were having sex.
Basically.
Well, I mean, a lot of
Think
Think of how many movies people die after having sex. I mean,
True.
hey man, can't stay on top forever.
Yeah, I mean it's true.
Literally.
Challenge accepted.
The bottom paragraph.
I've
It's literally a
I've been
succubus.
handed. So we're saying it's a succubus because
Succubi, whatever you want to call
no,
it.
you can say it's a succubus
Because it's one.
because we're talking about one now. Because in modern representations, a succubus may or may not appear in dreams and is often depicted as a highly attractive seductress or enchantress, whereas in the past, succubi were generally depicted as frightening and demonic. So
Yeah.
definitely could be a succubi.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say like Jennifer's Body. That's like a succubus.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I can see it. Yeah.
I would say.
Because,
I would say it follows. I don't think we're supposed to know what it is, and I think that's fine.
No,
Yeah, I think it's fun. I just love to feel like what people think it is. I think that's fun.
I don't even. but the
It's
thing,
it's more or less a character and more so a force of nature.
right.
Which is going to give it that the one big caveat of you can't kill it.
That's
You-
true.
there's-
You
it's
no
like
matter
it's-
what you do, and they
Yeah.
and then in this movie they really try really
They
hard.
do.
Yeah, they do.
Which I mean,
In a
give
very
I
teenager
would've-
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean that. I don't want to say teenager. That was pretty elaborate the way they planned to kill that thing.
What?
They-
Put it in a pool?
Put it in a fucking pool, man, and shock it to death. Like
I mean, they can't shoot it.
you can't. They've tried.
Yeah.
That thing eats headshots like it's nothing.
And the thing
So,
is
yeah.
too is like, what if the director doesn't know what it is, and like that's kind of the mystery. Like that's the fun mystery about this movie.
The director did say that it could board airplanes and fly to other countries.
What?
I would hate that.
Yep.
I would hate to
It's-
see that.
I'm never
well-
having sex again.
I mean, it does say like no matter where you go, however far you drive, it will follow you.
Yeah.
Eventually. Slowly, but surely.
A girl's gonna go up to George and she's gonna be like, "Want to come back to my house?" He's gonna go, "How old are you? And are you cursed by a demon?"
Yeah, I feel like if
Is anything following you?
if you've
If
ever
anyone
watched
here-
It Follows,
anyone in here, you can see that I can't.
yeah, exactly. I feel like the norm today should be like if throughout horror fans, if they've seen It Follows, is like, all right, are you cursed by some sexual demon that will follow me for the rest of my life if I have sex with you?
It's like when I was young, I watched Teeth.
Check mark yes or no. If you say yes, please explain.
Please explain.
What kind of demon? Because
And you know what? That still wouldn't stop me.
No, exactly.
no,
That
you're still
wouldn't
like,
stop me.
okay.
I'd be like,
That's what
I'd be
separates
like,
Dylan from the
"Hey."
virgins.
Wow.
I mean, pussy's pussy, bro. I mean, come on.
I wish there was better quotes.
Don't be that
online.
guy.
Let's see if I can find some. Because this movie does have some pretty good.
That's
like,
not the jokes we say here, Dylan. Not the jokes we do here.
So like, the good thing about this movie is that since they are being followed at all times. One of the things I love about it is that it does have a really good script, and the dialogue between all of the friends is really good.
Yeah, no.
At all times, they're having pretty good conversations.
I'm so happy that you put these two together because they're so similar in that way.
Yeah,
with the dialogue, because in It Follows, it mentions stories and like stuff that happened outside of camera or like even before we got into the story. Same thing with The Void. Also, like a lot of throwbacks to 80s movies and sound. Like both these movies are very similar in that way.
And they're very abstract.
Very abstract, very atmospheric, spooky.
You guys want to hear a title to an article I just read?
Oh God, I could see.
Why? I could read it.
Quentin Tarantino explains how he would have fixed It Follows.
I'm interested.
Boo.
How would he fix it? There's problems. It breaks its own rules a lot.
How so?
I'm not talking about that.
Elaborate,
Why?
Patrick.
Elaborate. You brought it up.
If you're gonna say it,
yeah.
say it.
What? How does it break its own rules? Like, what do you mean?
I was just talking shit.
Okay.
God damn it.
So I mean, like it does. I mean, it does different things than you normally would see in horror movies.
I got confused with this in The Void. Sorry.
And then, God, I just lost my train of thought.
I fucked you up.
I could already see a quote. It's a kid movie plan. It's something.
What
that
does Quentin
Scooby-Doo in a
Tarantino say
game
about
might
this
think
movie?
of.
So he said he said that the director could have kept his mythology straight. He broke his mythology left and right and center. He's like, we see how the bad guys are. They're never casual. They're never just hanging around. They're always got that one look, and they're always just progressively move towards you. Yet in the movie theater, the guy thinks he sees the woman in a yellow dress, and the girl goes, "What woman?" Oh, so he's upset at the fact that it changed from a man to a woman. Like,
is that what he's saying?
Is that what he's saying?
Pretty much, he's saying that.
I feel like he's
it
saying
doesn't-
that it was standing still and not walking towards him.
Well, no, because I think, like, I mean, it's gonna walk towards you. Like, as soon as you notice that thing, it starts walking towards you.
Yeah.
Like you just at that scene, you just saw it cut, and it's just standing in the corner.
What
You
is it, like a
freaked out.
shark? It has to constantly be moving though.
Well,
I
it's
don't
always
know.
following you. So I mean,
yeah, but they
its
never.
main goal is to get to you, which I would love to see, like, really what it does. I mean, like, we do get that when it follows when she has sex with her neighbor, and it goes to his house and kills him.
Oh yeah,
that was fucking crazy.
Oh, when
Fucking
it
jumps
when
in
it
the
just
bedroom door.
and it disguises itself as his mom.
Yeah,
That's fucked.
Mom,
naked.
what the fuck?
And she was naked
Naked.
because
Yeah.
everyone's always naked. They're usually
She was
always
also
naked.
Yeah.
There was a naked man on the roof. How did he get on the roof?
Yeah, Naked
Oh,
Man
Peeping
was,
Tom.
Peeping Tom.
I want that remade.
Naked Man.
Naked.
Naked man. Naked
let's
men.
see.
We talked about the colors earlier too, and
Yeah.
and apparently they use the colors as a way of like foreshadowing and like alerting.
Yeah, when
Like
when
so
it,
when it would appear, it was like red or pink, I think.
It was
did,
red.
like red or pink. Use the foreshadow, like an upcoming appearance
is
of
that?
it as and like or the character's piece of clothing whenever it attacks. So like if you see red or pink, it's somewhere
It's
fucking
near.
around, which is
Yeah.
cool. And apparently the director said that neither a condom nor same gender sex would stop the monster.
hell yeah.
I mean,
that's
that's
good.
That's cool.
So
It's inclusive.
the monster does not discriminate.
No,
there's
if
a-
you have sex
he
and
is-
the person
he
is
is
cursed,
a
it's
inclusive-
going to you.
There's that 99.9% on the condom box right there. That 1%. it's
Jesus.
it.
Yeah.
So it's just if you have
Trojan
sex.
versus the It Monster.
Which is really funny is that, George, you brought up earlier that the plan that they did to try to kill them was really kiddish, and the director actually brings that up in an interview and says that it is the stupidest plan ever. I think it was pretty fucking genius.
But what do you think of teenagers are going to
Yeah,
think
but like,
of?
Exactly.
But like, I'm not saying that like, oh god, it was fucking stupid. Like it was, I was really cool and it was really well thought out. But like, it's
like,
something that like
Scooby-Doo would
kids
do?
would think of.
No, he even says that it's something that Scooby-Doo and the gang might think of.
Yeah. Not all, these kids weren't fucking the kid from Home Alone. They didn't
Yeah,
have like
this-
a elaborate plan
Yeah.
to fucking get him. It's like they were
All they needed
They're
was
pretty
a dog
freaked
and
out
they
that
were
this
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, most of them probably didn't believe that this was a thing, that they were just like, "Oh, our friend's going crazy, let's be supportive."
And I think they all have she has sex with one of them so he can see, correct? At the
Yeah.
end. At the end they have sex, her and the other boy that's her neighbor.
Oh, the squeeb.
They have sex,
Yeah,
and then
squeeb.
that's how the movie ends. You can see it following in the distance. Like you never get rid of it.
The squeeb apparently that's
but
not a virgin.
at least that they
talk about the squeeb. Like, okay,
He's
so
not a
there's,
virgin,
like-
but he acts like one completely.
So there's like, I can't stand that actor. First of all,
Yeah,
He
me
just looks
too.
Like he looks like the fucking head spokesperson for Virgin Nerds R Us.
Hey, man.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
And
Hey, it's
We're
called
making-
it's called
so
Jeffrey's
this is the
Toy Box
mentality
now.
this is the mentality of a horny teenage nerd.
Yes.
No, it definitely is.
You're the girl you have a crush on is going through, from what you understand, a unknown paranormal attack, and the cool like rebellious teen guy that like is like
With the
good
car.
looking one with the car shows up, and she's with him and she's with everybody because they feel safe, and then they hook up,
Mm-hmm.
and he's jealous.
He's sitting in the corner jealous.
I want that demon to follow me.
It's so dumb.
She's being stalked every second of every day for God knows how long. And this dude has the nerve to go, well, what about me and my dick?
No, this is her elaborate. This whole movie is.
You fucking piece of shit. A woman, what does a woman have to go through for a guy to go, all right, maybe I don't need to get fucked?
You know what?
Have to go through? It's certainly not being stalked by whatever the fuck.
It's
it
the
could
ultimate
be.
story of getting friend zoned. It's like, oh, I can't have sex with you because there's a demon following me.
God.
Yeah.
And it'll get
yeah.
to you if I have sex with you.
Yeah, and then they have sex, and then he realizes, oh man, I probably shouldn't have wanted that. Yeah, no shit, dude. But again, your dick will leave you high and dry.
It's true. Like your ass, like just fucking. And I think that whole like theme of his character being jealous really plays on being a teenage boy and all this shit. Like it's just playing like he's just a stupid kid. But then I feel like no, because I feel like if you would have jumped the age group here, it'd be the same shit. It'd be like some guy who's jealous that he can't have sex with her.
Why don't nice guys ever win?
But talking about the sex and really think is something like I didn't think of until I just read this, but this movie really has a few similarities with It, if you think about it.
It does.
Both movies deal with a shape-shifting demonic entity that's
'Cause it's in the
relentlessly
title.
terrorizing a group of youths, the uncomfortable sexual
don't break the
undertones
internet
and
like that.
implications in the narratives. So like as we were just talking about, like the
Title.
the fact that you know, he wants to have sex with her, but you know, she doesn't want to have sex with him because she doesn't want to give the thing to him. And the same goes to the boy she actually has sex with. She's very cautious in the beginning of not wanting to have sex with him because she doesn't want to give this burden to anyone else that she knows.
Except for boys that are surfing.
Except
Well,
that's
you
right. Like
know,
she gives it
guys
to
on a
someone
boat.
randomly on a
Well,
boat.
you know these damn youths and that new Harry Styles album is out, and they're all just getting it on in the locker rooms and in the PE rooms and every which way they can, and then now they're all having to pay the price because they got a demon after them.
That's true. You
I
have
just-
the
Well,
sexy
when will the
time, you get a
children learn?
demon.
What I just really enjoy is that we don't know what time era this movie takes place in, and it does call back on a lot of 80s stuff and stuff like that.
But then you see the more futuristic
what,
side.
That's what
Yeah.
gives it the dream effect. It's like
Yes,
it
exactly.
can take place in any time. So, but like in a dream, certain things like might not make sense. Like you could have a brand new 2018 car in the driveway, but you go in and your house is all old black and white televisions.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, and then like the concept of like, oh, all my friends are going to come over and we're going to watch old black and white movies. Like
Yeah.
what? Who?
I want to hang out with those kids, though.
I want to hang out with you guys. Another cool thing
Even
that
do that. We hang out with each other.
yeah.
So what makes you think you're gonna go hang out with fucking clamshell phone and the fucking 40-year-old virgin?
Honestly, I feel like they should make the clamshell phone because everyone would buy it because
Okay,
I
the
think it's
phone's
so
pretty cool.
fucking cool.
That looked like the most complicated thing. The fucking
That
walking
thing
around.
that thing was solving quantum physics
Yeah, it
in
looked-
less than a second.
It looked
a
like it
goddamn
was
clamshell phone. That did not with like paper white fucking text.
Cheap ass plastic,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
it looked
Well,
like birth control.
Yeah.
It did first. I was like, is she just studying her birth control?
She's
or
like, which one do I take today?
Another cool thing is like the final scenes of this movie contain like several allusions to death and the souls of the dead or ghosts as they are commonly known. One of
What
the
if
scenes
it's death?
in the hospital, Yara reads the following line from The Idiot, which is a story, and she says, "Your soul will leave your body, and you will no longer be a person." In the next scene, we see Jay and Paul walk down the street. The neighborhood is decorated with fake cobwebs and pumpkins, indicating the scenes take place around Halloween. And of course, we can trace Halloween back to ancient traditions of Day of the Dead and the time the portal from this world and the other world is at its thinnest and shit like that.
Yeah,
love that. Love
Halloween
those.
Town.
Halloween Town. That's this whole movie.
Great fucking movie.
I just like
this is the prequel.
There's a lot of things.
Jesus.
Like It Follows has a lot of layers to it, and so
It's-
much more than The Void, because The Void leaves a lot of things unanswered, but It Follows definitely leaves a shit ton of things unanswered.
Like ogres.
Like ogres.
Like, where did it
Full
start?
layers.
But I just like the death illusions. Like
Well, I mean,
what happens to them? They have to live the rest of their lives.
So what do you think? So that scene
Well,
where she's holding hands with him and
Okay.
they're walking away,
Yeah,
and that there's something behind him wearing a red shirt.
that's it.
Do you
Is
think
it?
it's it?
That's the it.
Well,
All right,
is
cool.
it or isn't it?
Is it?
No,
or isn't
it definitely
I mean,
is.
They kind of leave it open-ended. I like to believe.
I think it is. Yeah, and then
Well,
they're just
how
fucking
can-
each other, and that's gonna follow them their whole lives.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna
Yeah, because I
keep
mean, like, there's no.
walking.
I mean, like,
But which one is it following?
But there was the big pool
Confusing.
of blood in the pool. There was a big old thing of blood in the pool.
Yeah.
So obviously they fucked something up. And if there's that much blood in the pool, whatever it came out of probably ain't getting out alive.
What was it? What if it was a
True.
mental illusion?
I don't know if it's
No,
that.
because it's not mental illusions. The only illusion that
This
it
whole movie's
casts
a mental illusion.
is what it looks like.
Yeah.
But it can't make you think or do things.
What if
Yeah.
this whole movie was a dream inside of a dream?
It's a sequel to Insidious.
Mm.
Not Insidious.
Inception.
Inception.
Inception, you dingus.
That
I don't know.
was
I mean,
such a-
you
that
could
was
be
such a
on. You
horrible
could be
thing
onto
to
something,
happen.
Dylan, with like the fact they maybe could have killed it towards the end of this movie, and that the thing we're seeing in the background is just a figure that's actually just sitting in their lawn. It's just
It is one of the
used-
major themes: paranoia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
to instill paranoia because this whole
George,
movie is
you
just
and
about
me-
being
you and me are
paranoid.
literally on sync today because you've said so many things that I was like just thinking of in my brain. It's so crazy.
You know this is never going to
Like-
happen again, Dylan.
Yep.
It happened last week. We were saying the same things.
Oh
like
shit,
3
we
times.
were.
You
Yeah,
guys
we
need
were.
to stop talking to each other for a week.
No,
Never.
never.
Okay, never.
Ah, see?
Ah!
Holy
so
shit!
weird.
My brain, the system. No, I really feel like the ending is better off without a finite answer.
Oh, it definitely.
Because it gives you the question. It gives you the same question that it gives you at the end of the movie, The Thing, which we're gonna bring up a bunch, I guess. But I guess we'll just bring it up for every movie that's good. It's what's worse. Is it the reality that one of them is the thing, or is it the paranoia that they could neither be one of them, but they're not gonna act on that? It's like with this movie. It's like.
But you can say the same thing about The Void.
Is that the thing following them, or is it
just a random person?
Just in a person, but the paranoia will not
Remains.
the paranoia remains, and that will have lasting effects, and probably for the rest of their lives, they'll always think something's after them.
Yeah, and that's a really,
Well, 'cause, like-
and I think that's like right on the fucking nail.
Yeah,
I
And
feel like
because they're the
that
last
is
people.
fucking like if
They're the
someone
last
is trying to create this type of story, like leaving it like that, where it's literally like a turn of a screw, like you don't know, but like, is it the thing or is it something else? And like, do they even know? Like, do they know they succeeded, or do they have to live their whole life paranoid?
Well, that's
that
the
something
thing.
is
You have the pool scene. You have the pool of blood. So like, obviously, visually, you're like, okay, obviously they like hurt something or killed something.
but you can't
then
see it,
But
so
you can't
don't
see
know.
it. But the kid still goes. They have sex, whatever. Then he goes and like drives by prostitutes. They don't show anything, but obviously in your head you're like, oh, well, he just.
Oh,
tried
this
to
guy
pass
had
it on.
sex with a prostitute.
Yeah, to try to pass it on to get rid of it. So you're like, they don't know, we don't know, and in the final scene you see a dude in a red jacket following closely behind him, and you're just like, fuck.
Well, that's what I love about that.
So if you
kinda-
had it, would you tell them? Would you tell your next partner, or would you just
I
be
mean,
like,
I
eh?
think it's kind of courteous that you would tell.
Okay,
someone
I
your
think
next
you would
partner.
tell them because if they die, it's just
It just comes right back to you,
again.
and that's
So-
what I was about to say. Like, I love the mythology of this, the thing, because it's like, yeah, you can pass it on to the next person, but if they die because it gets a hold of them, it goes right
Back to
back
square
to
one.
you. So like, and like this, the plan, like they had it towards the end, like where he has sex with the prostitute. It's like, it's smart because that person is gonna have sex with another person, with another person, with another person, with another person. So like, it really builds like this line of people that it has to go through before it gets back to you.
But think about it. It's never set in stone. Even if it gets passed on 300 people after you, there's still a possibility.
Oh no,
that
I
it'll
agree.
Make its way back.
But
so like you're
300
still
people
never
ahead
safe.
of you. Yeah, no, you're never safe.
You have
and
a good chance.
I love the paranoia that it creates.
So
and I think like
but
said,
what if you're
and
both?
the paranoia is worse too because
definitely.
It's worse because in the beginning of the movie, the guy that gave it to her, they're at the movies and he goes, and they're like pointing out people that are in the line that are in like they're just like making commentary about people at the movie theater, and the guy goes, well, what about that girl in the yellow dress? And he goes, what girl? So he realizes that she can't see it and only he can, so it's the monster. So they get up and they leave the movie theater. Well, her and the guy had sex. So they're both now afflicted with the demon. If they're together, they can both see it as if it's a normal person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have the advantage of, well, if I don't see it, but she does, then it's there. No, they both see it.
Yeah.
So they don't have that advantage anymore of, well, how do I know that that's a regular person?
Yeah.
We both can see it. So now there's that element now too of it. And you know what's crazy is it did so well that they were talking about doing a sequel.
No.
I know, no. Please no.
I feel like I would do it.
I'm not. I wouldn't be too upset with it.
I mean, look, this
I
is what
wouldn't
I'll
want
say.
it to
It's
ruin
a
the
perfect
magic.
little thing, and what it did for horror.
Yeah, it did open a
needs to
huge.
stay.
But
It's
think
too
about
late
what
now.
Think about what Halloween did for horror.
Yeah.
Okay, but
And
we're
how-
not. Well,
and
we're
how
not. We're
many-
not here talking about Halloween 2.
We're not, but
Or 3.
But at the same time, like
Or 4.
all these movies, all these great movies that have done things for horror have had sequels.
That's
Yeah.
true. No, you're completely. You're
not
right.
gonna tell me, you're not going to tell me It Follows is better than The Exorcist, and that The Exorcist had 2 sequels. So no, it had 3.
3.
Yeah,
Yep.
3. And a whole franchise. Don't forget about that.
And a whole
television.
TV franchise.
Yeah, which actually wasn't bad. But
Oh, I haven't watched it.
yeah, you should watch it. It's actually pretty damn good. So this is a movie. I don't think it's above a sequel. I
feel like it would ruin the magic of the first one.
No, I mean I can see where Dylan's coming from. I think that if they can
If
really
it's the same team.
explore different
Only
things,
if it's the
oh,
same
definitely,
team.
it'd have to be.
But does every other Halloween sequel ruin the magic of the first movie?
No, you're completely right.
No matter how many sequels there are, it'll never take away the magic of the first
That's
experience
true.
you had watching that movie.
I
No
agree.
matter
Fuck you,
how
Dylan.
bad-
Stop being right.
Yeah.
You go to
Well,
North Carolina and you start speaking truths. What the fuck's happening?
What's
to you?
this positivity? Stop.
It's
We
because-
don't like sequels. Remakes
Guys,
or nothing.
I'm surrounded by rich mahogany and
In a brown leather
I'm
chair.
in a leather chair. I am in the nicest setup I could ever be. I'm not in that hot podcast studio.
It actually feels kind of nice right now.
It's great, baby.
Oh God.
But
These are gonna do this
but
every
no,
Wednesday
yeah,
now.
I definitely feel like the movie could get a sequel, and I think it could take premise of what I just said. We both see it, and how now there's that fucking oh fuck factor about it. I don't think they should go crazy with it and then try to spend all the money.
Yeah.
But it's also
Ooh,
I
creepy
wouldn't
ghosts.
be surprised if It Follows got a sequel, and I wouldn't be surprised if The Void didn't get an American remake of Swords.
I mean, it's North American. I don't think you'll get a remake of it.
You can't break Mike today.
Don't break me today, Dylan.
I mean, I'm telling you, I could see it.
I would
could-
think that it would be completely dumb for the studio to do that because it doesn't need to be remade because it is like a good movie. Like
But they are-
and
but
it
they
and
are-
it's like
but
what are
they
you
are-
what are
but
you
they-
remaking for? Like what
I
are you
would
gonna remake
definitely
of it?
prefer a sequel over a remake.
Yeah, I would
Definitely.
prefer them to go more on, and not even a sequel, like maybe just a movie that takes place in the same universe as
Ooh.
the events of The Void. Like I'm not asking for them to expand more on their story, but more or less on with The Void, that is, expand on that world you've created. Where like, okay,
I mean-
cosmical things happen. Like there's more. There are other cosmical things that could happen in that story.
What about the
I mean,
origins
they-
of how the Doctor found?
No, not I'm telling you, not even with the story. I'm just talking about like in general that world they built.
It could, like I said, it could be like Lovecraft, where it's a whole universe, but every story is separate.
Exactly.
The
But
lore-
for It
the lore
Follows,
is contained, yeah.
yeah. So It Follows. What do you guys give it? Dylan, you seal of approval. What's up?
I'd buy that one too.
I'd buy that one too.
I'd buy that for $1.
I'll buy that for $1. Nice. RoboCop.
Great,
Sick.
great. Goddamn, we need that. We need that fucking
Sound bit.
Now. Need a sound bit of I'll buy that for $1.
Okay, I'll get that. I'll get that
Yo,
installed.
did you guys hear that new RoboCop news? I know this is out of fucking context here, but
What's the news, baby? I don't know.
So they're doing a proper sequel to RoboCop 1, the original 80s version.
Oh, they're doing what Halloween's doing.
With Neil Blomkamp.
Word. Okay.
Damn.
Okay. I almost shit myself.
Neil Blomkamp is doing a RoboCop 2 to the original 80s RoboCop.
You know what? That's a good trade. He's not doing Alien. Give me RoboCop.
Give me RoboCop.
Because they're going to wipe out RoboCop 3. They're going to wipe out the RoboCop reboot with Sam Jackson.
God.
Oh, God. I forgot that was a thing.
Thank you.
They're doing a RoboCop 2. And you know what? With Halloween, they're doing that. With RoboCop, they're doing that. I'm all on board.
I am too. I agree.
Me too.
For giving talented directors of this generation a crack at a brilliant story that I grew up on that I love, which Halloween and RoboCop are definitely that for me. I mean, me personally, I want a Demolition Man sequel or some kind of sort.
That would be great.
I could use that in my life right about now. But no, I saw that, and I needed to bring that up because the unrated, the NC-17 version of RoboCop is on Amazon Prime.
Yep, you get to see him shoot a guy in the dick.
Yep,
I love that.
Who doesn't want to see that?
Who doesn't want to see that? So, Pat, what do you rate It Follows?
10 out of 10.
George.
9 spooky transmitted demons out of 10.
Excellent. And I'll give it a 10 too, because I really do in third.
Couldn't just do 9 clams.
He couldn't do 9 clams. 9 clams would work so much better.
9 tall dudes.
9 tall dudes.
George, your ratings are never going to be good enough for these two.
Yeah.
dude,
never.
I work really hard.
You hear me?
To come
never.
Up
It's George's concept. You gotta let him have
honestly, too, it's like you guys don't know.
I hate Positive Dylan,
dude. I come up with these on the spot. I don't pre-plan these.
I'm glad you come up with them on the spot. That's even better.
The only reason I'm not today is because I'm not sitting next to Pat, who radiates negativity.
He hasn't argued with Pat being next to him, so he's actually kind of happy today.
Yeah.
Me and him are both fucking 2 negative AA batteries just radiating off of each other, just conduits of fucking smart ass energy.
Oh God.
Like I said, I'm at ease up here, and I'm relaxing myself. I'm actually whenever we get off this podcast, I am going to go take a nice shower, and then I'm going to watch Near Dark.
Ooh.
Make sure you put it on the live feed. We want to see you in a shower.
Live feed in the shower, Dylan, please.
Okay, I'm actually going to have you guys pick. Am I going to watch Near Dark, Exorcist 3, or The Endless tonight?
Exorcist 3.
Watch
Done.
Endless. Watch The Endless.
What? Exorcist
in the dark.
Watch Endless.
Fine.
You have all 3 options. Now you have to choose yourself.
George, pick Near Dark.
Yeah.
Let Kayla. I know Kayla's there. Let Kayla be the deciding factor.
Kayla, you're in the
She
audience.
can't even hear you.
She can't hear you. Does Dylan pick Exorcist 3, Near Dark, or The Endless to watch tonight? She says Exorcist 3.
Thank you.
Sold American.
Okay. Well, guys,
we'll see you in the shower in the live feed.
Yeah, you'll see Dylan in the shower in the live feed tonight.
That's Patreon.
do a live feed.
Do it on
review of Psycho.
Oh, God.
In the shower.
In the shower.
The shower.
Yes.
Bath time with Dylan, dude.
Jesus Christ. This show has been something else this week.
Mike has seen the shower. I showed Mike on FaceTime earlier how big the shower is.
He did.
I thought you said something else.
Bro, we're going to start a new web series called Bath Time with Dylan. He's just going to sit in the bathtub and talk about movies while, sponge bathing himself.
Oh, it's like the all that bit with the French guy.
Yes.
But it's Dylan.
God. Like I said, weird show, weird week, weird movies. Perfect theme. Dylan in a nice NPR chair. Next week, we are going to be doing a remote podcast at Screamageddon. So be prepared for that. That's going to be a weird one. That's our first time ever doing that. So
prepare for it not to happen.
Prepare for it to not happen.
Nah, we'll figure it out.
As always, drop us a review on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Horror Junkies FL. If you would like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, do that as well. Also, our Twitch.
Yes.
I was there with George.
We play video games on there and we get scary.
More active. I was playing
we were on the chat room and it was funny.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah, everyone kind of shows up and kind of chats in the chat while one of us are playing games. So come hang out with us.
If you see Captain Snack Slayer, that's me.
I was like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, this has to be Mike.
Oh, it was me. I made that in 20 minutes. Other than that, though, we got nothing else for this week.
Nice name, by the way.
What? No. What?
No?
Oh, thank you for the name. Yeah. Screamageddon. We did our stuff. We're signing off.
The
Follow
29th.
us.
I think it all
We're
sounds
doing that
pretty
thing.
good.
Oh, on the 29th. I don't know if we did talk about this, but we're doing Director's Dram Night at the Courtesy Bar in Orlando. From 7 to 2 a.m., we'll be presenting movies by the one and only Terrence Fisher. So we'll be streaming Horror of Dracula, starring Christopher Lee. The Revenge of Frankenstein, I believe I said that one right, and then The Curse of the Werewolf. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike did that off his head. There's no notes.
There's no notes in front of me, ladies and
Holy
gentlemen.
shit.
Be fucking
Everything
excited.
was pronounced correctly. Jesus Christ.
Who are we this week?
So come hang out with us. There's gonna be themed cocktail drinks. It's gonna be a great fucking time. And then we have Spooky Empire coming up on the 26th.
But that's not a big deal.
That's not a big deal or anything like that. But
Patrick, your Dram Night movie poster is a hit with my mother. She loves it.
that's the wrong Patrick,
Susan
but okay.
loves that poster you drew.
That was
okay.
That was
Yeah.
Canadian Pat.
That's
not
Canadian Pat, Dylan.
Oh, Canadian Pat. You
Yeah.
did really good.
It's
But
okay.
thank you.
It always
Hey,
happens.
our Pat, get to work, you piece of shit.
Other than that, guys, as always, it's been another weird, hairy, sweaty episode of the Horror Junkies Podcast.
Horror Junkies Podcast.
No, you're late. You're late, Dylan. All right, guys, stay weird. Like I said, stay tuned to next week.